Per usual, Donald Trump, aka Clockwork Orange, loves to take credit for shit he didn't do. That's what he always does. And with this story that I actually wanted to talk about earlier this week, I never got a chance to, but I'm talking about it now. Um, it comes out that Donald Trump never actually helped LaVar Ball's son, LiAngelo Ball, get out of jail in China during that infamous incident where LiAngelo Ball was in UCLA and they traveled overseas and he did something really stupid. They were at a high end store in China where they had a lot of Louis Vuitton and Gucci merchandise. He stole some sunglasses, right? He stole some sunglasses. He got caught, and he was detained and in jail. And Donald Trump, aka Clockwork Orange, knows who LaVar Ball is. They know how big of a name and a brand Big Baller Brand is. He took advantage of that publicity. He wanted to attach his name to a black man, a black man with an independent business. He wanted his name attached to that. And so he acted like, and that's the same thing I said in the original video. I said, well, why should LaVar Ball come out and thank Donald Trump and there is no proof that he actually did anything? That's the same exact thing I said. Now it comes out that the story is corroborated with factual evidence. He never did anything. Right? He never did anything. And I'm going to read the article real quick as well. All right? So it says, quote, the situation was resolved and the UCLA players, including LiAngelo Ball, were out of jail before the president ever got involved, according to a report from ESPN. Now, the funny thing is that when this story first happened a couple days ago, this was not a headline. You didn't hear about this in ESPN First Take or none of these mainstream media outlets, right? You didn't hear about that. It was buried down below. You had to really search for this story. They're quick to talk about, Lonzo Ball is a bust or Lonzo Ball is struggling. They're quick to talk about that. They're quick to talk about Big Baller Brand sales as any negative story regarding Big Baller Brand and LaVar Ball's sons. They'll talk about that all day. But when it comes to this, a story that's validated, that ESPN validated themselves and saying that Donald Trump never did anything to help LiAngelo Ball and the UCLA students get out of jail, this story was buried. You had to really dig deep for this story. But let me continue reading though. It says, quote, the situation was already resolved by the time we heard about Trump's involvement. One team source said, that's not to take away from the fact that he got involved, but the players already had their passports back and their flights booked to go home Tuesday night when General Kelly called the players. Quote, the players were already checked into a hotel before the public discovered they were arrested, a team source said. They also were not under house arrest. It was our decision to keep them at the hotel until the situation was resolved. The charges were dropped. They weren't reduced. And that happened 2 days before we heard from General Kelly. See? You can talk trash about LaVar Ball. There's a lot of things that you can disagree with the man about. The way he conducts his business, the way he acts. You can disagree with that. But at the end of the day, you can't question the man's fatherhood and you can't question the man's business acumen. Because what he's doing is groundbreaking. I don't care what y'all say. What he's doing is groundbreaking. And Donald Trump knows that. Clockwork Orange knows that. He knows that. That's why he wanted his name attached to LaVar Ball. So he took advantage and, he wanted to take credit for shit he didn't really do. Oh, yeah, I helped his son, LiAngelo Ball, get out of jail. You need to thank me. Thank me. LaVar called his bluff. He knew what's up. Like, you're not going to make me bow down to a damn white supremacist. This ain't no thank you master moment. This ain't no thank you master moment. I'm not going to bow down to no damn white supremacist. Because there's no proof that you helped my child. So I'm not thanking you. And that's exactly what LaVar Ball did. And it came to fruition. He never did nothing. Not a goddamn thing. So, again, like I said, Clockwork Orange, a.k.a. Donald Trump, wanted to take credit for shit he didn't do. All the stuff in terms of the players, being detained, getting out of that situation. Donald Trump's involvement had nothing to do with it whatsoever. Again, it's just like it's like Christopher Columbus, so-called Christopher Columbus, discovering the so-called New World when our indigenous people were already here. You go back to a unabridged dictionary from the 1800s, you see that the definition of American, right, was described as a copper-colored Negro. So how could you take credit for something? How can you take credit for discovering something that was already discovered, right? Just like the dominant white society always does. Just like Killmonger said in the movie Black Panther. White folks always want to take credit for shit they didn't do. Always want to discover shit that's already been discovered. And Donald Trump, a.k.a. Clockwork Orange, continues to have that same mentality. Bottom line. So it is what it is, family. Those are my thoughts on that. Leave your comments down below about the story. About Donald Trump. Did you call it like I called it? Because I said the same thing. I said, why should he thank Donald Trump for something that he has no proof of him actually doing anything? You know what I'm saying? The kids already thanked Donald Trump out of courtesy because they're kids. They didn't have to do that, but they did anyway. But LaVar Ball knew what time it was. He peeped game. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, leave your comments down below in the comment section, family. Until next time, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that bell notification for all my latest content. I have a new camera on the way, a webcam, by the way. So I'm going to constantly be doing live streams on a consistent basis. So I should be having my new camera this week. And then I'm going to start posting more live streams to interact with the subscribers and all that stuff, man. I'm going to do that more often, family. All right. So until next time, Chauncey, a.k.a. the Black Separatist, signing out. Peace.